Welcome to Pembroke, Game 2 of this doubleheader. Braves won the first. We'll be set for the second. Georgia Southwestern and UNC Pembroke. Glad to have you with us here from Sammy and Oneida Cox Field here in Pembroke. Trevor Williams with you. We roll through the card for Georgia Southwestern and how they will line up for the second of this doubleheader as the Braves warm up. Jordan Toney there on the hill, the left-handed junior, 5.23 ERA and a 3-0 record with 8 starts now and 13 appearances. Jason Beta leads off as the second baseman. Josh Logan batting second out of center field. Jared Jones hitting third. He's at first base. And the designated hitter will be Andy Moore in the cleanup spot. Jonathan Martin in right to bat fifth. Danny Molinari batting sixth as the catcher. Cole Clark hits seventh and plays in left. Tyler Skelton hits eighth and is the shortstop. And then Jamison Wilkes, the third baseman, rounding out the card for the head coach of Georgia Southwestern, which is Brian McLean. Nate Farrell, his assistant there, and the Braves, their starting order will look like this. Roberto Rivera leads off out of center field. Trevor Clemens bats second as the DH now after catching game 1. Then it's Ethan Bauckham, the right fielder, batting third. Trey Jacobs sits in the cleanup spot at third base. Luke Jackson batting fifth, in left field. Seth Hardings hits sixth, plays second. Connor Granger batting seventh at first. Then Jarrett Mobley hits eighth as the shortstop, and Alex Simpson, the catcher for the Braves, to round out that order. We're set for game 2 of the doubleheader. Left-hander Jordan Toney with his first pitch of the afternoon. Jason Beta, a couple doubles in game 1. I'm going to start ahead of Toney here. Now up 2-0 in this count. Braves in game 1 of the doubleheader, a 16-7 win. They got 8 innings from Anthony Burke, their starter. Toney's 2-0 is there for his first strike. Beta 2 for 5 with the 2 runs driven in, the 2 doubles. That's a let-off game 1. He smacks us over the first base dugout for strike 2. Just a perfect afternoon for baseball in Pembroke. 1 degree below 80 at first pitch here, game 2. Close to 4:30 local time. And strike 3 call, lower inside edge, and Jordan Toney starts his afternoon with a strikeout. Dispatches Jason Beta, and the strikeout looking to open the outing for Toney. That's number 28 of his season to go alongside 7 walks. Opponents came in hitting .308 against Toney over 43 innings in which he's surrendered 25 earned runs. So 1 away for the Hurricanes. Josh Logan, the center fielder, up next. He takes a strike at the knees. Good start there for the Braves left-hander after falling behind on a couple pitches. Came right back. A little too low to Logan, a ball and a strike. As a staff, just 2 strikeouts. Game 1 of the doubleheader, both came for Anthony Burke. Dale Masterson had the inning of relief, 2 hits, a run that was earned. And it's too far inside at the belt. Hugging that inner portion of the plate to Josh Logan, 2 balls and 1 strike. Braves come in now 15-12 in PBC play. Georgia Southwestern 5-23. They're 10-33 on the year. The Braves 34-12. A ground ball right side, trying to get to it. Granger just off the base of the glove and into shallow right field. So it'll be a base hit for Josh Logan.
Nice for the Hurricanes.
Just able to get underneath the glove of Granger over at first, and he's on with 1 out in the visitors' half. Jared Jones, the first baseman, to bat next. It was a hot start for Georgia Southwestern. 3 runs their first 2 innings in game 1 of the doubleheader for a 3-1 lead. Braves owe a 3-run homer in the third to take back the lead for good. So that started a stretch of 14 consecutive runs for the Braves. A strike to Jared Jones. The 16 runs for the Braves tied up their scoring high in PBC play. They lost an 18-16 game to Augusta here at home for one of their only 2 home losses on the season. The move over to first, and Logan back over there safely. When we're at that first base bag, holding the runner on, Connor Granger. Seth Harding's at second, Jarrett Mobley at short, Trey Jacobs at third. Tony tossing home to battery mate Alex Simpson as it's a ball and a strike. And your outfield from left to right, Luke Jackson in left, Roberto Rivera in center, and Ethan Bockham in right field. One out with Logan on in the single here in this opening inning. High and outside from Jones, 2 balls and 1 strike. Braves now winners of their last 6 games. The 2-1 on the ground, right side. That'll bounce on through into right field with Bockham. As up to second base goes Logan, and a 1-out single for Jared Jones. A pair of hits there for the Hurricanes, and they have first and second with 1 out here in the top half of the first. Those 6 straight for the Braves with 5 consecutive here at home. If you take back the home record, it's actually 7 straight. The Braves have not lost at home here in the month of April. First and second and 1 out for Andy Moore, the designated hitter, after he caught game 1. And Jordan Toney works a strike in on the inner half, 2 more. Logan and Jones, the singles here in the inning for Georgia Southwestern to start off their day. Toney's next pitch finds a lower outside edge for a called second strike, 0-2. Simpson, the usual back end of a doubleheader catcher for the Braves behind Trevor Clemens. Trevor will still find himself as a designated hitter for the Braves. Toney tries a spot on the lower outside edge and just missed. Ball and 2 strikes to Andy Moore. Moore batting .282 on the season. Top 4 of this order hitting at .275 or better. Good top 4, the back 5 a little suspect in this order for the Hurricanes. And the 1-2 waved at, tipped into the glove of Simpson, and he hangs on. Strikeout number 2 for Jordan Toney here in the top half of the first.
Great fielder, number 20, Jonathan Martin.
Already got Jason Beta looking. Now Andy Moore swinging, trying to find a way to strand a couple runners here in the top half. Jonathan Martin, the right fielder, up next for Georgia Southwestern. Martin went 1 for 5 with a run scored in the first of the doubleheader today. And Toney puts a strike in on the lower outside edge on the fastball delivery to Martin. Braves now 25-2 at home on the year after winning the first of this twin bill today. And Toney fires low and outside to Martin, a ball and a strike. Georgia Southwestern, meanwhile, 5-16 away from Americus this season. Today, the first 2 of this 3-game set. Toney's 1-1 pitch, and on the ground foul, first base side. So ball and 2 strikes to Jonathan Martin. Toney looking to strike out the side around a couple hits in this top half of the first inning. Already matched the entire strikeout total of game 1 for the Brave pitching staff. And his 1-2 pitch is on the ground just over the dugout of the Hurricanes on the first base side. Sun beaming in over the left field side of things this afternoon. 1 o'clock start for game 3 tomorrow. So wind picking up a little bit here into game 2, blowing steadily from left field foul pole to right field foul pole. Toney's 1-2 pitch in on the hands, and again fouled off towards the Hurricane dugout. It's a different pattern of wind here at Sammy Cox Field these last couple of weekends. Typically it blows right field to left. It's been reversed on that jet stream here over the last 5 home games. Southpaw's kick in the 1-2. It's on the ground towards second. Hardings will have it there and take the easy flip to Mobley. It's short for out number 3. Couple hits there for the Hurricanes. They strand a pair, and the Braves will take their first cuts when we return here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Bottom half of the first inning now in Pembroke as the Braves will set up to take on right-hander Kyle Britt, the senior with a 5.05 ERA this year. 3-4 record. This is his 14th appearance, 10th start. 3 complete games for Britt, 62 1/3 innings. He's given up 35 earned runs, struck out 42, and walked 17. Opponents hitting .303 against Britt. The Braves order Roberto Rivera will lead off. Center fielder Trevor Clemens batting second. The DH here in Game 2 of the doubleheader. Then it's Ethan Bockham hitting third, your right fielder. Trey Jacobs out of third base to bat cleanup. Luke Jackson hitting fifth and left. Seth Hardings hits sixth from second. Connor Granger bats seventh. He's at first. And Jarrett Mobley hitting eighth as a shortstop. Alex Simpson, the catcher, rounds out that order for the Braves. So they will set to face Britt. UNCP a good offensive outing. Game 1 of the doubleheader. 16 runs, 17 hits. A little quiet to get started. Only 1 run in their first couple innings, but a 3-run homer for Luke Jackson in the third sparked the offense. Braves went on to rattle off 14 straight runs between the third and 7th innings. So Roberto Rivera starts the home half of the first. Braves give up a couple hits top half, but no other trouble outside of that. Britt setting his first pitch of the afternoon, low and outside to Rivera. We mentioned the top half, the 16 runs for the Braves, tied a high for them this year in PBC play. 2 tight to Rivera, 2 balls and no strikes. This is a series that the Braves know they need to take care of business in. On paper, one that they should control. 10 games up on Georgia Southwestern in PBC play. A ground ball left side past the shortstop, Skelton, who couldn't get a glove down to it. And Roberto Rivera, a leadoff single for the Braves in the bottom of the first. Now I get the offense going right away for UNC Pembroke.
Hitter number 9, Trevor
Clemens, designated hitter, up next. Rivera with that hit, building on what we mentioned in Game 1 is a modest hitting streak. The senior from Millville, New Jersey, able to just pick up a hit in his 5th straight game. So it's outside to Trevor Clemens, ball and no strikes. Braves like to jump out in front this time around. Last couple of games they've played here at Sammy Cox Field, they've had to come from behind. And the 1-0 offering. High and outside to Clemens, 2 balls and no strikes. A redshirt last year, Clemens has really burst onto the scene this season with a .366 average. He has 60 hits this year, including hits in 7 of his last 8 games. Had one earlier today, showed bunt and pulled it back for ball 3. Trying to build on what's a team leading 36 walks. It's a pitch away from doing that. First a visit for the catcher of the Hurricanes, Danny Molinari, with Kyle Britt. The infield around them, Jamison Wilkes at third, Tyler Skelton at short, Jason Beta at second, and Jared Jones at first. Cole Clark stands in left, Josh Logan in center, and Jonathan Martin in right for GSW. 3-0 the count to Clemens. Braves a chance for a couple early base runners. That's over the zone, though, from Britt. Clemens taking all the way. Clemens this season with 2 homers, 29 runs driven in. He has a total of 10 extra base hits. 3-1 pitch to him. A little low and outside, and there is walk number 37 on the year for Trevor Clemens. So get the free pass. Roberto Rivera pushed to second. First and second for the Braves, and nobody out in the bottom half of the first.
Up next for the Braves, right fielder, 17, Ethan Baucom.
Bring up Ethan Baucom next. Baucom coming off a great game 1 of the doubleheader, in which collected 3 hits, 4 at-bats, drove in 3 runs, scored a pair as well. Baucom turning around, squaring to bunt, pops it up back off the netting behind the plate. Braves trying to see early in that at-bat if they could get a sacrifice down and move Rivera to third, Clemens to second. Already a couple on here for the Braves in their opening inning of work. Baucom not squaring to bunt this time. Swings and puts it foul into his own dugout on the third base side. This counts 0-2. Baucom followed by Jacobs, then Jackson, Hardings, Granger, Mobley, Simpson the rest of the way down the card for Paul O'Neill and his Braves. Britt could really use a strikeout here, and he's got a pitcher's count at 0-2. Goes in on the hands to Baucom. It's fought off foul to the third base side. Braves luckily not having to use the bullpen much game 1 of the doubleheader, as it was just a single inning for Dale Masterson behind 8 strong from Anthony Burke. Only 1 of the 6 runs came earned off of Burke there in game 1 of the doubleheader. And the 0-2 pitch, breaking ball. It's hit hard down that third base side, foul once again. And a couple 2-strike pitches fouled off by Ethan Baucom. See the lead runner there in the top of your screen, Roberto Rivera. Started the day with the single, then Trevor Clemens the walk. Britt set for his 0-2 pitch. And it's at the knees, a called strike 3. Ethan Baucom didn't like it, but the first strikeout for Kyle Britt and his 43rd of the season. So 1 gone for the Braves, and Trey Jacobs will stand in next.
Number 12, Trey Jacobs.
Rivera in scoring position at second. Clemens at first, and Trey Jacobs with 1 out, try to find a way to drive him in. Jacobs now at 60 runs driven in, 3 off Luke Jackson, the Peach Belt Conference leader. Takes a swing at the first and hits it in the air foul down the left field line. Already seeing some strikeouts here in this first inning. 2 on the Braves side for Jordan Toney. 1 for the starter Kyle Britt for Georgia Southwestern. Braves only struck out 5 times to 3 pitchers. We mentioned they tossed the 2 on their side in game 1. Now the 0-1 pitch to Jacobs, hit down the third base line, and it's just foul. So 0-2. Two on base, 1 out. Bottom of the first inning. UNCP won the first of the doubleheader 16-7. We saw 31 combined hits. $17 for the Braves. With the 0-2 pitch now to Jacobs. And he checks his swing on a pitch that just misses off the lower outside edge. Based off of the pitch that Bacham was called out on, it was about the same height. Just ruled to be off the outer edge of the plate. Jacobs, phenomenal redshirt freshman for the Braves. Trying to do something here with a couple men on and just a single out. And he hits it on the ground foul on the first base side. Remains a ball and 2 strikes. Two-hit top half for Georgia Southwestern. Jacobs, originally from Hope Mills, was a freshman at UNC Greensboro. Then he got hurt that redshirt freshman season a year ago. That's how he got that medical status to keep him at a redshirt freshman. And his 1-2 pitch hammered to the gap in right center. Jacobs able to work that in on a hop off the fence. Rivera's coming around to score. Clemens into third, and an RBI double for Trey Jacobs, his 61st run driven in this year. Gives the Braves the early advantage at 1-0. Easy to score Rivera on that play from first. Clemens over to third and 2 in scoring position for the most dangerous bat you could argue in the Peach Belt Conference, Luke Jackson. So he has a total of 12 homers this year, 63 runs driven in to lead the conference. He's homered in back-to-back games, 2 against Flagler last Sunday. And then 1 earlier today, a 3-run shot that gave the Braves their first lead of game 1, a lead they would never relinquish. Jackson taking the first pitch, bends outside for ball 1. Trey Jacobs already driving a man in, goes alongside a 2-for-5 game 1 in which he plated 1 on an RBI. 1-0 from Britt to Jackson. He's up in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Both teams with a couple hits in this first inning. Braves have 2 in scoring position. Britt set up in the 2-0. Jackson hits this hard to left field with some carry towards the wall. It's going to outfly the left fielder, Cole Clark. Up off the fence it goes, and a 2 RBI double for Luke Jackson. Continues to add on to his Peach Belt Conference leading mark. Now 65 on the year for Jackson. Braves lead 3-0 here in the first. Getting it done with some 1-out hitting here and a good start with runners in scoring position. Georgia Southwestern already scrambling the bullpen. They start moving down that direction towards the right field line. We'll see a visit from Brian McLean out of the first base dugout. It would appear that Colton Perkins was headed out that way. So McLean will have the visit up on the hill here in the bottom of the first, and a 3-0 Brave lead.
Yes, I see that from your toy pants. Yes, you are.
Seth Hardings is the 6th man to the plate here for the Braves in the inning. They're only out so far, a strikeout looking of Ethan Bacham. Bachman fouled off a couple two-strike pitches before watching at strike 3. Luke Jackson in scoring position with Seth Hardings up next. Already 3 runs on 3 hits for the Braves. The fastball taken on the lower outside edge to Hardings for strike 1. Connor Granger behind Hardings, Mobley Simpson to complete the Braves card. Strike 2 there to Seth. Kyle Britt working right ahead here in this at-bat. Was after he was behind 2-0 on the double for Luke Jackson. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and it bounces. Hardings' game 1, total at 2 for 5. Drove in a run in that as well. Hardings hitting .373 this year. 19 extra base hits, 43 runs driven in. And he takes on the 1-2 that rides in just a little too high. Like for a moment, even Hardings thought it was going to be a called strike 3. So that's been the only out of the inning so far, a batter down looking at the hand of Kyle Britt. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Britt here in the first. Hardings down through it, 2 gone for the Braves, still a man at second. And Luke Jackson, 3-0 UNCP lead. Connor Granger up next for the Braves. Granger waiting on that right side here as Kyle Britt delivers. And a strike taken. Braves had 3 homers game 1. Hardings, Granger, Jackson, all with homers. Granger's was a 3-run shot, like that of Luke Jackson, and then Seth Hardings had the solo home run later in the contest. The 0-1 pitch hammered up the middle by Granger. Braves going to bring Jackson around from second, and a 4-0 lead for UNCP. RBI single for Connor Granger. Braves in control here at the start, 4-0. Jarrett Mobley, the shortstop, up next. UNCP trying to put a bid in to bring all 9 to the plate in this first inning. Team that really prides themselves offensively. Second best average in the PBC belongs here to these Braves. Britt is set and is pitched to Mobley. Grounded foul on the third base side. Braves see this as a potential statement weekend here. Keep grabbing your wins and then a chance to move up the ranks in the Southeast region. That first poll came out this week. The Braves were 8th. And Mobley hits the 0-1 in the air with some carry to left center field. Going back with it, Clark, as he's able to make the catch right towards the warning track for out number 3 in the Braves' first. Now before UNCP brings across 4 runs, they get it done on 4 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. Second inning when we come back here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
A great crowd, a beautiful weekend for Braves baseball, and a 4-0 lead for UNCP. As we head to the top half of the second inning. Trevor Williams with you here on the UNCP Sports Network. Glad to have you with us. Braves a good four-run first inning. Here in the second for Georgia Southwestern, we'll see Danny Molinari, the catcher, followed by Cole Clark, the left fielder, and Tyler Skelton, the shortstop. That's 6, 7, 8 in the order for Georgia Southwestern. Jordan Toney, a pair of strikeouts in his first inning. Did give up 2 hits, but worked out of it without a run coming across on the board.
Leading off for Georgia Southwestern, the catcher.
So we'll see how he fares. He continues down the card for the first time today. It was 24 pitches, 15 strikes in the first for Jordan Toney. Kyle Britt needed 30 pitches to get through his first inning on the other side for Georgia Southwestern. Offering from Toney. And low and inside to Danny Molinari to start the second. A final in St. Augustine, Florida, a 5-4 win for Flagler over USC Aiken. So we're tracking some of those scores in game 1 of this doubleheader. A ball and a strike to Molinari. Braves will be happy with that victory. They wanted Flagler coming into last night. That series evened up now. And a ground ball foul on the third base side. It's funny how you go from one weekend trying to beat a team, and then the next weekend you're looking for them to help you out in those region standings. 1-2 the count to Molinari. Toney getting his third strikeout of the day. Simpson picking out of the dirt, couldn't apply the tag, but throws to Granger in time for out number 1. The strikeout, 2-3 put out to score it for the first out of the second.
Number 8, Cole Clark.
I'll bring up Cole Clark, the left fielder for Georgia Southwestern. Campus alert system chimes that 5 o'clock bell at 4:58 daily. The charm of Pembroke, North Carolina. And a fastball high and outside from Cole Clark, the left fielder, 1-0. Augusta lost the first of its doubleheader with Lynn, 5-2 in non-conference play. Swing and a miss for Clark to take it to 1-1. Lander fell at home to North Georgia, 3-2. The 1-1 fouled off the end of the bat of Clark, a ball and 2 strikes. Toney already with 3 strikeouts. The first 6 batters to face him. Cole Clark, the 7th. And Toney leaves it high and outside for ball 2. Toney has settled into a rhythm on the mound for the Braves. The junior out of Durham, North Carolina, fires his 2-2, and that's right in between the shoulder blades of Cole Clark. Hit by pitch with 1 out. He'll take first for Georgia Southwestern. Tyler Skelton up next for the Hurricanes. Toney logged an inning against Coker non-conference play 2 games ago, but his last couple PBC games really taken to his last 3. 6 1/3 against Flagler, and what was a winning effort for the Braves, a no decision for Toney. 7 back at Francis Marion, April 8th, in a win for Toney, one of his 3 on the year, and then at North Georgia on the 14th. 8 innings of work there as he misses outside from Tyler Skelton. So he's really started to log some good ones here in this month of April especially. Part of a winning effort against St. Augustine's on April 3rd as well. So here in the month, he's 2-0. And his 1-0 pitch line towards center field. Rivera gonna dance with it and make the catch, 4 out, number 2. The line out will chase Cole Clark right back into first base. 2 gone for the Hurricanes.
Third baseman, 22, Jamison Wilkes.
Last year for Tony, a sophomore at Pfeiffer, action in 22 games for him on the mound, including 14 starts. He went 6-8 with a 5.53 ERA. His first pitch swung on and missed here by Jamison Wilkes, the third baseman. First time that we've seen Jamison here in the doubleheader today. Batting below 100 on this season in 13 at-bats with just a single hit. It was a double. This is the 7th game played for Wilkes, his 3rd start of the year. And Wilkes hits it hard on the ground at second. It'll be scooped by Hardings, flips to Mobley, and that is how we draw an end to the top half of the second. So batter hit by pitch, and the inning doesn't come back to hurt Jordan Tony. Braves will be back at the plate with a 4-0 lead when we return.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
For the bottom half of the second, a 4-0 lead for UNC Pembroke. Trevor Williams with you on the UNCP Sports Network. Georgia Southwestern in town here for this 3-game set. This is game 2 of the doubleheader today, and the Braves will have their 9-hitter Alex Simpson, the only one who didn't make it to the plate in the first inning, to lead off the second. We'll go back to the top for Roberto Rivera and Trevor Clemens, also due up in this inning. Simpson taking the first pitch too high from Kyle Britt. Britt allowing 4 runs on 4 hits in his first. The Georgia Southwestern bullpen scrambled to warm up behind him since they have calmed down out there. It's 1-1 to Simpson. The Georgia Southwestern trying to keep from disaster here on the doubleheaders. The Braves scored 16 runs in game 1. They're already off to the hot start here in game 2. 1-2 to Alex Simpson. He has 2 hits in 30 at-bats this season. 4 runs scored, 1 homer. And the 1-2 is too high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So if you want to take the positive angle at it, half the hits for Simpson this year are home runs. As the count's at 2-2. And Simpson, more than half now, drives it out to left field. About 66% of the hits are home runs now. Alex Simpson's 2nd home run of the season, and the Braves lead 5-0. Give the man credit, takes advantage of the doubleheaders when he gets his opportunity to catch game 2. His solo shot becomes the Braves' 4th home run of the day. They'll go back to the top of the order for the Braves with Roberto Rivera. A 5-zip Braves. And Britt with his first toss to Rivera, curveball too low. The bat's not slow to get going here in game 2 of the doubleheader. They only were able to plate 1 in the first 2 innings of game 1. Come out firing here in game 2 as it's a ball and a strike to Rivera. Simpson's home run is 3rd hit of the year. 6th run driven in for him. Rivera fouling it out of play down the right field line. Braves' best mark in PBC play in their program history is 19 conference wins. They're at 15 in PBC play coming into game 2 of this series. A chance to get to 17 when it's all said and done for them after the weekend. And Rivera takes to even the count up. Single for Roberto in the first, came around to score. Trevor Clemens walked, then it was the 2 RBI double for Trey Jacobs. 2 RBI double for Luke Jackson in the inning as well. And back up the middle by Rivera, right over second into center. And Roberto Rivera has a 2-hit game just like that with his second single in as many innings. There'll be a base runner for the Braves here in the bottom of the second.
Hitter, Trevor Clemens.
Trevor Clemens up next for UNCP. 6 hits already for the Braves off of right-hander Kyle Britt. It's only logged 3 outs so far, and Georgia Southwestern does have a right-hander up and throwing. Hurricanes aware they could be in big trouble behind a potent Braves offense. And these opening couple frames, a big swing and a miss. A hearty hack for Trevor Clemens. In the bullpen for Georgia Southwestern is Harrison Timberlake, a freshman right-hander. Time called over at first base by Roberto Rivera. Looks like he was adjusting the band on his right arm. Takes his lead off of first. Now the 0-1 pitch to Clemens. And that finds the lower outside corner, slotted in for strike 2. Everybody straight up for the Hurricanes. Rivera again with his steps off of first. Just taking a moment, the right-hander Kyle Britt before he fires this 0-2 pitch. Struck out 1, make it 2 Brave batters. Got Harding swinging, Bauckham looking that first time around. Checks over on first and nothing going with Rivera back over to the bag standing up. Jordan Toney, the left-handed starter for the Braves, certainly going to like the early lead as well as a couple decent breaks in the dugout early on. Not being taxed much. A ball and 2 strikes to Trevor Clemens. Early in the game, though, you almost wonder if that can knock a starter out of rhythm a little bit. You get your pregame warm-up done, a relatively quick top half of the first and a long wait in the bottom half, a quick top of the second, a long wait in the bottom half again as it bounces out behind the left side of the catcher, Danny Molinari, after it hit Trevor Clemens. So after being walked in his first at-bat, this time hit by a pitch. And he'll make it first and second for the Braves. Well, there's still nobody out here in the bottom half of the second. Coming out of the dugout on the first base side is Brian McClain. His starter, Kyle Britt, struggling here in the early going. 6 hits allowed. Another couple free bases on top of that. We will see a change here in the second. Nobody out for the Braves and a couple on. We'll tell you about the new arm, Harrison Timberlake, when we return here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
New arm for Georgia Southwestern as they have Harrison Timberlake taking over in the bottom half of the second. Nobody out. Trevor Williams with you here on the UNCP Sports Network. Game 2 of this doubleheader. Harrison Timberlake, 4.26 ERA. This is appearance number 14 for him. 2 saves, 0-1 record, 25 in the third innings. He's going to have 24 hits, 12 earned runs, 29 strikeouts to 9 walks. So first and second, the runners inherited. Ethan Bauckham at the right side for the Braves to face Timberlake. 2 runs could be the responsibility of Kyle Britt, who's already given up 5 earned. And Bauckham hits the first in the air, high in the air to center field. A few steps back with Logan. Still shy of the track in the shadows to make the catch. Braves going to try to tag both runners, and they will successfully. So the fly ball there to center field. It'll move both Rivera and Clemens. Rivera is now at third and Clemens into scoring position.
Third baseman Trey Jacobs.
Trey Jacobs up next for the Braves. It is second and third and 1 out. Jacobs already an RBI double to his credit. For Jacobs, that was his 61st driven in this year. It's 4 back of Luke Jackson, the PBC leaders at 65. And this is hit towards right center by Jacobs. Chance to gap once again, and he will as it hops off the wall. A little collision between Martin and Logan in right center, and Jacobs a 2 RBI double this time around. 1 pitch, all he needed to send it into right center. And 3 runs driven in here in game 2 for Trey Jacobs. Both Rivera and Clemens score on the play.
Jackson.
They get 7-0 Braves. All those runs charged to Kyle Britt, and they all come earned this afternoon. His line final at an inning, 6 hits, 7 runs, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. And now Harrison Timberlake facing Luke Jackson with a man in scoring position and already a 7-0 UNCP lead. Timberlake looks behind. The pitch to Jackson, swung on and missed. Plenty of offense for Bark in the Park, as well as an alumni weekend for baseball. And a great crowd on hand. The UNCP portion of it really enjoying the action today. So number 19 Braves jumping out to a big lead here early in the second half of this doubleheader. The breaking ball low and outside from Jackson to split the count. The Braves looking like they'll be well in control of this one. Jordan Toney getting the early patting to go alongside 3 strikeouts and 2 hits so far against his line on the mound. Jackson lets the 1-1 go, and it's a called strike on the lower outside edge. Luke with a double for 2 RBIs, and this one already has made it a 5 RBI day. Went 1 for 4, scored a pair in game 1. The 1-2 to Jackson. And the breaking ball too high. Couldn't fall back into the zone in time. 4-run first for the Braves, 3 in the second. Lead off a second for Jacobs after his 2 RBI double. And it's low and outside from Jackson for ball 3. The count full at 3-2. Payoff pitch now. And outside for ball 4. So Luke Jackson works the walk, and it's first and second for the Braves. With 1 out in the bottom half of the second.
Seth Hardings.
Seth Hardings, the second baseman, up next. Strikeout swinging in his first at-bat last inning. Again, that line final for Kyle Britt, 7 runs all earned, an inning, 6 hits. Now Jacobs and Jackson, who are aboard, both the responsibility of Harrison Timberlake here in relief. Harding's already a solo home run today. The first pitch, a wild pitch bouncing past Molinari back towards the backstop. They'll move Jacobs to third and Jackson to second. Meanwhile, ball and no strikes to Seth Hardings. So second and third for the Braves. Ball and no strikes, and only 1 out here, bottom of the second. Chance to continue to do some major damage in the early innings. Infield in for Georgia Southwestern. The breaking ball missing the zone. 2-0 to Seth Hardings. Jacobs off at third base. Jackson from second. Here comes a 2-0 pitch. And Hardings hits it hard. Left side past the diving shortstop. Skelton into left field. 1 home there for the Braves and Jacobs. And the RBI single for Seth Hardings. And another RBI to Hardings' total this year with 44 now.
Connor Granger.
Connor Granger up next. 4-run second to follow the 4-run first for the Braves. Eight runs on an even 8 hits. Granger an RBI single to his credit back in the first. And Granger sees the pitch too high for ball 1. Braves brought 8 of the 9 to the plate in the first inning. They're going to do at least that here in the second. If they stay out of a double play, they'll bring all 9 to the plate here at the least in the second. And Granger chops it on the infield, right back at the mound, going to score the run for a 9th, and the throw to first from Timberlake over to Jones in time. So an RBI at 1-3 put out, second RBI for Granger in the ball game. As Jackson comes home to score. Sends Seth Hardings to second base, and the Braves up 9-0. So man in scoring position with a 9-0 Braves lead. And Jarrett Mobley, the shortstop, next. UNCP will bring all 9 to the plate here in the second. And Mobley grounds it left side deep into the hole. Tough play at short here for Skelton. His throw to first, picked out, and in time, says field umpire Brett Dickerson, as that is out number 3 in the second for the Braves. Not before they plate 5, and they've blown it wide open 9-0 here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
It is a 9-0 lead for UNC Pembroke. Jordan Toney with that large advantage as he retakes the hill here into the top half of the third inning. Trevor Williams with you. Glad to have you with us, the UNCP Sports Network. Kyle Britt already out as a starter on the other side for Georgia Southwestern. We mentioned that line, and now Toney can be an awfully aggressive pitcher for the Braves. So he continues on through after 2 scoreless innings. Just what UNCP wanted, early lead. Give your staff a chance to take control in the third. The offense has been there, a 4-run first, a 5-run second, 4 hits each of those innings.
Hitter, second baseman number 13, Jason Beta.
It is Jason Beta to lead off the third for Georgia Southwestern. Our second baseman who struck out looking to open the afternoon. First pitch to Beta from Toney, and fouled off back behind the plate. Again, the PBC tournament on the horizon, the 11th through the 13th of May. Hard to believe we're already almost through April. Grounder left side, Jacobs way over to his left to get it, a throw on the run. Nice catch there by Granger as well, and that's a tough play to the left for Trey Jacobs. And what a job to get it done here to open the top of the third.
Now batting.
Way off the spot at third base.
Josh Logan.
So he's got Beta retired, Josh Logan, the center fielder now. Keeps a man off the bases as well for Logan, who singled back in the first inning. First pitch bouncing outside from Alex Simpson, a ball and no strikes. Simpson started that second inning for the Braves with a solo home run, the 5-run second. It's hit to straightaway left field. Toney well away from Logan, 2 balls and no strikes. He lost it on the release each of those first 2 pitches. Tried to dial it back in here. And it is fouled off the foot of Logan towards first base. The Braves pick it up. They said not fouled off the body of Logan, but just rolling down the line, and it is out number 2. Stayed fair right along the line. So 2 gone for Georgia Southwestern. Must not have been off the foot of Logan, just a funny spin off the bat. There's no argument from the Hurricane dugout. 2 gone, and Jones at the right side. Toney looking for a 1-2-3 third as he misses high and away. Now low and outside from Jones. 2 balls, no strikes. That's where he was at in the at-bat to Josh Logan. Infield, outfield, straight up, that light breeze from left field foul pole to right field foul pole. And Tony's 2-0 cuts over the outside edge of the plate for a strike. Right back in with another strike, and the count even at 2. Braves 16 runs in game 1, now 25 runs today. Potent offense. The 2-2 fouled off over the first base side. You know, Paul O'Neill loves that about his club, and with Jordan Toney coming around on the mound for the Braves, Anthony Burke continuing to perform very well. This team becomes very dangerous at the right portion of the season. Count full 3-2 to Jared Jones. You'll have that PBC tournament looming. And the payoff pitch from Toney on the ground, third base side, skipping foul. So still 3-2 to Jared Jones. Braves looking for another PBC Series win. They've had 2 PBC Series sweeps, both here at home. The payoff pitch from Toney. Line towards right center field, goes off to the left side of Rivera, and in for a base hit for Jared Jones. Really good at-bat, 8 pitches to work the single with 2 outs. And he's on for the Hurricanes in the top half of the third. I'll bring up designated hitter Andy Moore next.
Designated hitter number 2, Andy Moore.
Moore a strikeout swinging in the first. It was after a pair of singles for Logan and Jones. Jones now 2 for 2 today. Toney off the outside edge of the plate, a ball, no strikes. Braves will end up in the regular season with their 29 home games. So far 25-2. Line drive towards left field, off to his right, Luke Jackson, as he'll die out in front of him. And a base hit for Andy Moore. Jared Jones moving up to second base, and first and second for Georgia Southwestern now, and a pair of 2-out hits. Hurricanes in business now here, top half of the third.
Right fielder number 20.
Trying to get their first run of the day.
Martin.
Jonathan Martin, the right fielder, will have the task. He grounded out in the same spot, first and second, back in the first inning. He grounded out to Mobley at short back there in the first. Toney ready, here comes the pitch. He drops on the lower outside edge for a strike to Martin. Braves have Mobley holding the runner on. The 0-1 pitch on the ground, right side. Diving try for Hardings off the edge of his glove into right field. A stop sign at third, and the base is loaded for Georgia Southwestern. On the single for Jonathan Martin as Andy Moore goes to second, Jared Jones to third, and the bag's packed for the Hurricanes with 2 gone here in the top half, inning number 3. Alex Simpson will go have a brief talk with Jordan Toney about it.
Now batting, catcher number 19, Danny Molinari.
Danny Molinari, the catcher, up next. Molinari, a strikeout swinging in the second. Trying to get something done here in the third to scratch across the first run of the day for Georgia Southwestern. Hurricanes with those bases loaded and time called before the first pitch from Toney to Molinari. A runner at every base. Jones at third, Moore at second, Martin at first. The pitch to Molinari. Alone outside for ball 1. Three straight singles after the 2 outs on the grounder at third, and the Slow roller that stayed fair at first. Now Tony too high to Molinari, 2 balls and no strikes. So Jordan Tony starting to lose his zone a little bit here in the third. Relatively easy first 2 innings for Tony. The 2 hits and no runs. There are his season numbers coming in. This time called again at the right side by Molinari. Tony looking to get back into the count. He does with Molinari fouling it off. Everybody stays straight up. Braves not holding any runners on with this base loaded spot and 2 gone. And it's off the foot of Molinari. Could hear him wince in pain as it came down, and he gets back up just inside that first base line. 2-2. He'll take a second, still trying to walk that out next to the plate and foul ground on the first base side. Looks like he will stand back in, still gingerly though. Looks down at his head coach in the third base coaching box, Brian McLean. As Molinari continues to take a second. And now the athletic training staff for UNC Pembroke, Michael Musselwhite, will come down the line with Brian McLean. They'll take a look at Danny Molinari. He's taking his time in foul ground on that third base side. He fouled that down off. It looked like he was pointing towards the inside of his left foot. Having him tested out there in foul ground. Keep looking at it, and he says he's all right. So Molinari will stay in there with the count at 2-2. Tony's still looking for the pitch to get him out of the top half of the third. Already has registered 3 strikeouts today. And with the bases loaded at 2-2 offering on the ground towards second, Hardings will play it there on a hop, and he goes to first for out number 3. That gets Tony out of the bases loaded jam, and the Braves will be back in the home half of the frame with a 9-0 lead on the UNCP Sports Network.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Bottom half of the third inning next year in Pembroke, 9-0 the UNCP lead. Glad to have you with us here on the UNCP Sports Network. Jordan Tony has gotten out of a couple tough spots in the first and third innings, stranding runners in scoring position. It'll stay Harrison Timberlake here in the bottom of the third to face the Braves order, which will start again with Alex Simpson, same spot that it started in the second for the Braves when they scored 5. Simpson, leadoff solo home run to left field, which was his second of the year. RBI number 6 for him. And as we said, now 2 of his 3 hits this season are home runs. And it was almost a joke when I brought up last time, his last at-bats, we were talking about yesterday at practice with him, but he's kind of jarring with some teammates for fun, as guys will do. And I forget which Brave batter he was locked in a battle with, but they were talking about batting prowess, and Alex Simpson, with his positive attitude, said, "Hey, half of my home run or half of my hits this year are home runs," and it was pretty much left at that. So we brought it up in his first at bat of the day, and then he went yard to left field. See if he continues the good run of luck, as it's high for ball 1 to Simpson, ball no strikes. We're running some good ones here in Pembroke. Both of his homers at home to left field. They've both been here at home. 2 balls and no strikes to Simpson. Really good guy, great guy to have on this team, a really good teammate, and obviously hasn't had the year that he's expected to have. At the plate was in a major rut before his first home run of the year as he takes a strike. Knows he's a better hitter than that and has showcased it. His brother pitcher Hank Simpson on the staff, as it's 3 balls, 1 strike now to Alex. But a phenomenal young man to have on this club. Braves happy to have him. Happy to have his home run an inning ago for the 9-0 lead. The 3-1 pitch hit on the ground towards short. That's a very quick to Hopper, and in between Hop and short, and a tough play for Skelton, but able to scoop and toss for out number 1. Braves have a man down in their home half of the 3rd. They'll go back to the top of the order for Roberto Rivera. Rivera, a pair of singles in each of his first 2 innings. Led off the game with 1 before a walk of Trevor Clemens. Later came to score on the double for Trey Jacobs back in the 1st. Jacobs a 3 RBI day already. Luke Jackson with 2. 2 for Connor Granger, 1 for Seth Hardings, 1 for Alex Simpson. Look down this card, and it's just hitters all over the place for the Braves. They had everybody get a hit in game 1. All but 3 here in game 2, and Rivera poking it down towards the foul line, but he'll twist foul. Actually carried the wall down that line as well. Wind funneling down that right field line. It's helped out a couple opposite field hits down that line. So 1-1 to Rivera. Roberto with 1 homer this year. It tells you how good this offense is when you look up and down the lineup. And of the 9 starters for the Braves, everybody had at least 1 home run this season. Very balanced group for Paul O'Neill and UNC Pembroke. 1-1 to Rivera. It bounces outside. This impressive club peaking at the right time of the year. Reminiscent of a season ago. The Braves made their big run, the PBC tournament. 3 balls and a strike, and that came up and caught the catcher, Danny Molinari. Just feeling like a real-life, almost crash test dummy here in this ball game, as he's had the foul ball off the inner portion of the foot. That bouncing pitch that came up and caught him. Now the 3-1, and Rivera hits it in the air down the right field line, again tailing foul. That expansive foul grab, it'll be out of the reach of Jonathan Martin down there, 3-2. Count full to Rivera. 2 singles already for him today. Braves for the first time in this game had a leadoff man retired when Alex Simpson bounced out to short here in the inning. The payoff pitch down the right field line, that'll be foul as well. Try it again, 3-2, the 7th pitch upcoming in the at-bat. Rivera waiting on that 3-2 once again, and he hits it in the air. Sky to center field. Josh Logan's got a beat on it, and is catching the gap for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for the Braves in the bottom half of the third. Trevor Clemens, the designated hitter, will be up next.
Designated hitter, Trevor Clemens.
In the fourth for Georgia Southwestern, bottom third of their order, Cole Clark, Tyler Skelton, Jamison Wilkes will be due up. 7, 8, 9 hitters. Two away, nobody on. Clemens a walk and has been hit by a pitch. Take strike 1 from Harrison Timberlake. Jordan Toney working on 3 scoreless innings so far, despite 5 hits. Been able to get out of his spots in the first and third innings. The 0-1 swung on and missed. A change of speeds, and Clemens out on his front foot. No balls and 2 strikes. Great on-base percentage for Trevor Clemens, without a doubt, this season at .478. Thanks to now his 37 walks and 4 times hit by a pitch to go alongside 60 hits for his freshman campaign. And he takes the 0-2, strike 3 called on the lower outside edge. So the fastball freezes him in a 1-2-3 inning for Harrison Timberlake here in Pembroke, where the Braves lead 9-0 into the fourth.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician, Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
A 9-0 UNC Pembroke lead, and Jordan Toney all smiles on the mound as he lost his footing during his warm-up tosses and went crashing down in front of the hill. But he has gotten back up, as we said, all smiles, looks to be okay, and he's back into his warm-up pitches. Still a couple to go before we get started with the fourth. All Braves here at the start of this one in the opening third, as you can see there, 9-0. If you're just joining us, you missed a 4-run first for UNCP, a 5-run second. Some of your standouts so far for the Braves. A home run for Alex Simpson in that second inning. 3 runs driven in for Trey Jacobs on a pair of doubles. 2 runs for Luke Jackson. A double was driven in that pair as well. And a couple runs scored for Roberto Rivera, Trevor Clemens. Rivera 2 hits, Clemens 2 bases, a walk, and hit by a pitch. So now we're ready for the fourth. Cole Clark, Tyler Skelton, Jamison Wilkes, 7, 8, 9. That's a ball and no strikes to Clark. Second to last home game of the year here for the Braves. And Clark zips it foul down the left field line. It's in fair. No, excuse me, it's in fair down that left field line, not foul. As down left of the corner, able to get to it is Jackson, and into second base is Cole Clark.
The shortstop.
Couldn't see that off the bat with the way the sun is casting in over the left field side, and it looked for a moment like it was yanked foul, but in fair. So a leadoff double here in the fourth for Cole Clark. That's how the fourth starts for Georgia Southwestern. They've threatened with runners in scoring position against Toney time and time again at the start here, but have not been able to bring across a run yet. 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position. And Toney's pitch to Skelton waved at and missed. Good opportunity here in the fourth with a man right away in scoring position. First time that Georgia Southwestern has started the inning with a base runner against Tony. And time call, no, not awarded before the pitch. It's a strike. No balls, 2 strikes to Tyler Skelton. Skelton had the batting gloves up towards the eye. He took some dust in, but was a little too late to get the called time. So the pitch still went there for Tony. Now he sits in the driver's seat, 0-2. He misses outside. They were set up out there trying to see if they could get Skelton to go with it. Tony already 3 punch outs, 2 in the first, 1 in the second. All his outs recorded on the ground in the third. Comes the southpaws 1-2. And a bust low and inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tyler Skelton. (16-7) that game 1 final, if you're just joining us. A 2-2 pitch from Tony. On the outer half, bounce towards Granger. Tony's going to cover first. Granger will flip it to his pitcher covering for out number 1. It will move Cole Clark 90 feet over to third.
Hurricanes third baseman Jamison Wilkes.
So with 1 out, they have a runner 90 feet away. Georgia Southwestern a chance for their first run here at game 2. Jamison Wilkes, the third baseman, will bat next for the Hurricanes. Wilkes hit into a ground out in the second. Hit it to the second baseman, Hardings, who was able to go to Jarrett Mobley for out number 3 in that inning. Puts this down the right field line. It'll be left to Ethan Bockham and in fair for an RBI single for Jamison Wilkes. Wilkes drives in Cole Clark for the first run for Georgia Southwestern.
At the top of the order for Georgia
here on the afternoon.
Second baseman Jason Beta.
We'll go back to the top of the order for Jason Beta. 1 out and now a 9-1 UNCP lead. The RBI for Jamison Wilkes is first of the season. That is just his second hit this year in 15 at-bats. Beta is 0 for 2, digs in, and swings and misses at the first from Tony, but it's away from Simpson back to his right side. And up to second base goes Jamison Wilkes. A strike to Beta on the pitch. Simpson trying to corral it in the dirt, but he'll get the pass ball. It's in the lower portion of the zone, but one that Simpson should have been able to handle. 1 out, man in scoring position. Tony's 0-1 to Beta. On the ground, right side. This will be a base hit out to Bockham. A stop at third. Bockham has the strong arm out of right field, and Georgia Southwestern doesn't want to test it with Wilkes over to third base safely and Beta on with a single.
Center fielder.
So
Josh
corner runners
Logan.
and 1 out, and Josh Logan, the center fielder, next for Georgia Southwestern. 8-run lead for UNC Pembroke. Georgia Southwestern etching its first across here in the 4th. Braves are in the heart of their order when they go to the plate here in the 4th. They were just put down in order in the home half of the 3rd. It's Tony readying his first pitch to Logan. A bunt put down, third base side, waiting at third. No chance to run home for the runner there as the throw by Jacobs not in time to first. And it'll be a bunt single for Josh Logan. Logan's second hit and the bunt single loads the bases for Georgia Southwestern. Same situation for the Hurricanes as an inning ago, bases loaded.
First baseman Jared Jones.
Here they have them loaded with 1 out. So runners at every base, and Jared Jones at the right side. He takes strike 1 right over the zone. Jones 2 for 2 hits in the first and third innings. Chance of trying to make it a 3 for 3 day. Lone batter above 300 here for Georgia Southwestern. And a big opportunity. The base is full. He swings and misses at the second from Tony. If there was ever a time for a strikeout, it was now for Jordan Tony. He needs to try to keep his runners right where they're at. So far, only one home here in the inning. Double for Cole Clark started the inning. He was driven in by Jamison Wilkes on his first RBI of the year. And a hard hit ball at third. What a dive by Jacobs. Can't get it out of that glove, and the throw to first won't be in time. That'll be an infield single for Jared Jones to drive in the run, as Jacobs made a nice diving stop and couldn't get it out of that glove at third. So Betas to third, Logan's to second, and Wilkes home to score and make it 9-2. Still bases loaded and still one out. And time called by Paul O'Neill out of the third base dugout for the Braves, and he will head out to go talk to his infield and Jordan Tony in this spot. For Georgia Southwestern, they have had a ton of hits, 5 here in this inning. That takes it to 10 on the game, 2 more than the Braves have, despite UNCP working with the 7-run lead. Paul O'Neill calling it together there on the mound. Wants to talk to the defense about it in this spot. No errors for the Braves here in game 2. All of a sudden, there's a couple plays that the Braves feel like should have been made here in the fourth. You know, Jacobs wants that last one back, as well as a second crack at the bunt single. There's been a couple hits on the infield and back-to-back at-bats that have really hurt the Braves. The RBIs here in the inning for Jamison Wilkes and now Jared Jones. Home plate umpire Eric Byram breaking up the meeting. Andy Moore is working on a 1 for 2 days up next. All but 2 Georgia Southwestern hitters with hits now in game 2. And on the ground, right side, diving try for Hardings, bounces off his glove into shallow right field. That's going to score a pair, both Beta and Logan home for the Hurricanes. And you can score a 9-4 game now. 2 RBI single for Andy Moore, and it'll be corner runners. Still only 1 out. The Braves scrambling their bullpen as Aaron Biggerstaff warms up. 1 out, first and third, 9-4 the score. Second hit for Andy Moore in the ball game. Jones all the way to third on the play, and now Jonathan Martin, the right fielder, will be in next. Tony to Martin as this is launched down the right field line. Bockham going back with it. Reaches up on the run, makes a fantastic catch. Pressed up against the fence. Tagging from third home to score, Jared Jones for Georgia Southwestern. What a catch by Ethan Bockham in right field. It'll be a sac fly RBI for Jonathan Martin and a 9-5 score now. Big inning here for Georgia Southwestern to get 5 back. Make it a 4-run ball game with Danny Molinari, the catcher, up next, the 9th man at the plate here in the inning. If Bockham didn't make that catch on the run, reaching out, could have easily been a couple runs for Georgia Southwestern. They'd still only have 1 out, too. The pitch blowing inside to Molinari. Despite 5 hits, Tony got out of trouble in the first and third innings. Not so here in the fourth. It's 2 balls and no strikes to Danny Molinari. He's given up 6 hits in this inning alone for a total of 11 on the day. Aaron Biggerstaff continues to work in the UNCP bullpen. And it's fouled off on the first base side, 2-1 to Molinari. Could become the Braves bullpen game pretty soon. weren't needed until the 9th of game 1 with Anthony Burke posting 8 innings. Only 1 earned run. The 2-1 from Tony. Checks in at the knees. So count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Molinari at the right side with his corner runners. Or just a runner at first, rather. It's down the ground towards second. Harding's over to his left. He'll scoop it there and throw to first. And that's in time for out number 3. Not before Georgia Southwestern plates 5. Gets right back into it. The Hurricanes all 9 to the plate, and it's 9-5 to the bottom of the 4th.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Bottom of the 4th inning here in Pembroke. The Braves now need to get some back after allowing 5 in the top half. They do lead 9-5 here into the bottom of the 4th. Be Ethan Bockham, Trey Jacobs, Luke Jackson, 3, 4, 5 due up for the Braves. Jacobs 2 for 2. Bockham without a hit so far. And then Jackson is 1 for 1. 2 RBI double and a walk to his total today. When you look offensively for the Braves, just Trevor Clemens, Ethan Bockham, and Jarrett Mobley without hits here in game 2 of the doubleheader. Throw down to second, through in the left center field. So let's take it just a second to track this baseball down.
Leading off for UNCP, the right fielder, Ethan Bockham.
Bockham will get to start this bottom half of the 4th. Fly out to center field in the 2nd. Struck out looking in the 1st. And Bockham on the first pitch grounds it to third on a hop, and it's able to be picked up there by Wilkes, and he goes over to first for out number 1. So 1 away for UNC Pembroke in the bottom half of the 4th inning.
Trey Jacobs.
Trey Jacobs, the third baseman, up next for the Braves. All of a sudden now Harrison Timberlake getting it figured out for Georgia Southwestern. Retired the last 2 of the 2nd in succession, a 9-batter second for the Braves. Then went 1-2-3 in the 3rd. Gets the opening man of the 4th, Ethan Bockham. That's 6 straight. Trey Jacobs at the left side. He takes an off-speed pitch, knee-high for a strike. So Jacobs is 2 for 2, 3 runs driven in, 2 runs scored. Now the 0-1 pitch. Low and inside, bouncing past the shoes of Jacobs. $19 combined hits, 14 combined runs. No shortage of offense today in the doubleheader. 1-1 lands outside for ball 2. Both of Jacobs doubles into right center field. He gets on the 2-1 but pops it up third base side. Headed past the Braves dugout. It's now 2-2 to Trey Jacobs. Chance for 7 straight here for Harrison Timberlake. Entered in relief of Kyle Britt, gave up a couple runs after allowing Britt's 2 runners in to score as well. But it stopped at just those 2 runs. It's fouled off by Jacobs on the 2-2 pitch. We'll try it once again. Congratulations to one of our own, Lamar Corman, getting married today. Graphics department here for UNC Pembroke. A ground ball towards short. Back behind second. The throw not in time to get Jacobs. But Tyler Skelton trying to hum it over to Jared Jones in time, but could not. And Trey Jacobs aboard with the infield single here in the bottom half of the 4th, a 1-out base runner for the Braves.
Fielder Luke Jackson.
They have a 1-out base runner bottom half of the 4th. Luke Jackson will be next for UNCP. Jackson already the 2 RBI double in the 1st and the walk in the 2nd. At a 3-run home run game 1, he takes the breaking ball too high. It never looked like Harrison Timberlake had a great handle on it. The single on the infield for Jacobs broke up the stretch of 6 straight retired by Harrison Timberlake. And now the runner breaks with a 1-0 pitch in the air to center field. This will be just a high fly ball out to Josh Logan. Make the catch for out number 2, and Trey Jacobs will head on back to first base. 2 gone now for the Braves. Still a runner at first. Seth Harding's up next for UNCP.
Second baseman Seth Hardings.
Braves will have nothing left after this weekend series before the Peach Belt Conference tournament. Braves finish the series tomorrow, 1 o'clock, against the Hurricanes here in Pembroke. 2 out at bat here for Seth Hardings. And it's low and outside for ball 1. Hardings an RBI single in the 2nd, struck out swinging in the 1st. Aaron Biggerstaff, who did warm up in the Braves bullpen, sitting out there now. The 1-0 drops low and outside from Hardings, 2 balls and no strikes. Solo homer for Hardings in game 1. This doubleheader as well. So he was able to chase it out to right center field. For Seth, home run number 7 of the season. 2-0 outside for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes to Hardings. RBI single in the 2nd, as we said, and that took his total on the season up to 44. That takes a strike for a first time in this at-bat, 3-1. Seven homers to go alongside a triple, 11 doubles. 3rd on the team in doubles. 3-1 pitch to him. And low and outside for ball 4. The walk will make it 1st and 2nd for the Braves with 2 gone.
First baseman Connor Granger.
Connor Granger, the first baseman, will stand in next. 3-run home run game 1. He gets that same opportunity there in game 2. Couple runners on for him here in the 4th. Hit it in the 5th. Game 1 of this doubleheader. Trying to get the Braves to a double-digit hit total. They're sitting at 9 right now, and Granger in down the left field line is a fair ball. It'll be Jacobs around 3rd to score. Braves going to stop Hardings at 3rd, Granger into 2nd with the RBI double. 10 runs now for the Braves and 10 hits. Connor Granger, a third RBI of the game for him. Takes the season numbers to 48 for Granger. He's having a busy day. RBI single first, RBI ground out in the second, RBI double in the fourth. Jarrett Mobley next, and the first pitch in the dirt bouncing away to the right of the catcher Molinari. Both Brave runners have to stay at second and third, 1-0 to Mobley. 10-5 Braves now. The 21 combined hits. We saw 17 for the Braves, 14 for Georgia Southwestern game one. 2-0 to Mobley. Since putting down 6 straight with the leadoff man Backham in the bottom of the fourth, only 1 out to the last 4 batters. It's for Harrison Timberlake's line in relief here for Georgia Southwestern. And is 2-0 off the outer edge of the plate once again. 3 balls, no strikes to Mobley. Pitch away from a walk and loading the bases with 2 outs for the Braves. Alex Simpson waits on deck. Mobley taking the 3-0 all the way. The fastball works in knee high for a strike. 2 in scoring position. Another arm working towards the bullpen for Georgia Southwestern. 3-1 offering to Mobley. And he pops it up behind the plate, so the count will be full at 3-2. A left-hander for Georgia Southwestern getting warmed up. Harrison Timberlake already the first in relief for the Hurricanes. Payoff pitch coming to Jarrett Mobley. And that's low and outside for ball 4, so he works the walk. And the base is loaded for the Braves. And Alex Simpson, already a home run in this game, now will get the opportunity to bat with the bases loaded.
The catcher, Alex Simpson.
Simpson wouldn't mind a grand slam to go alongside his 2 home runs on the year. Both homers hit here at home. First pitch to Simpson, misses. Solo homer to left in the second, ground out to short in the third. Simpson trying to help the Braves get some runs back in a big way here after a 5-run top of the fourth. 1-0 to Simpson, also too high up above the letters. Mobley at first, Granger at second, Hardings at third. 2-0 to Simpson, and he'll take that for a strike. Harrison Timberlake worked through innings 2 and 3. Kyle Britt left after just a single inning today. He's also got 2/3 inning number 4 here Timberlake to do the best he can to strand the bases loaded for the Braves. As Simpson crushes the 2-1 deep to center field. Simpson giving it a ride, and it's going to run out towards the warning track with Josh Logan making the catch for out number 3. Alex Simpson won his second home run of the day, comes up just short, and the Braves do strand the bases loaded. A run on 2 hits, and we'll be back in the 5th with the Braves up 10-5.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
(10-5) UNCP leading into the 5th inning here in Pembroke at Sammy Cox Field. Braves have that 5-run lead, and they will stay with Jordan Toney into the top half of the 5th. First man Toney faced in the 4th was Cole Clark, led that inning off with a double. Also an RBI single last inning for Jamison Wilkes. Bunt single for Josh Liggins-Up, the RBI single for Jarrett Jones, RBI single for Andy Moore. Sac fly RBI for Jonathan Martin for the 5-run top half of the 4th. Braves got one back in their bottom half of the 4th inning, but left the bases loaded. So it'll be that same bottom third of the order here in the 5th. Cole Clark, Tyler Skelton, and Jamison Wilkes to face Jordan Toney.
Leading off the top of the 5th for Georgia Southwestern, left fielder number 8, Cole Clark.
So Cole Clark leads off the top inning, number 5. The first pitch missing on the bottom portion of the zone, a ball, no strikes to Clark. Braves 4-run first, 5-run second, 1 in the 4th. Clark hitting it foul down the left field line. All 5 runs for Georgia Southwestern last inning. Defensive positioning straight up for the Braves. Comes the 1-1 pitch from Toney. That's at the knees for strike 2. Clark now 1 for 1, a double and a run scored last inning, hit by pitch in the 2nd. Toney brings home his 1-2. And outside, well away from Clark, and an easy take to even the count up. Aaron Biggerstaff's been warming up in the Braves bullpen. Toney's 2-2. And it's in the air, back behind the plate. Alex Simpson giving chase. It's over towards the fans on the first base side and hits off the base of that grandstand. So still 2-2 to Cole Clark. Great crowd on hand this afternoon. Bark in the Park. An alumni weekend as well for UNC Pembroke baseball. And very well attended on this Saturday in the doubleheader. The 2-2 from Jordan Toney. And low and inside with the count full. 3-2 to Cole Clark. The payoff from Toney. And on the ground foul, third base side. Biggerstaff staying ready down in the bullpen. Tossing back and forth with his bullpen catcher out there. Payoff once again. And just inside for ball 4. Guy there for Cole Clark, and he works the leadoff walk in the visitors' half of the 5th. On 8 pitches there. We'll bring up Tyler Skelton next.
Now batting, shortstop number 1, Tyler Skelton.
87 pitches for Jordan Toney now. After that 8-pitch at bat here to start the top of the 5th. Tyler Skelton 0 for 2. Runner takes off from first with a pitch, swung on and missed. Simpson the throw to second on line, but not in time. And out of the glove there are Hardings as well. Stolen base for Cole Clark as it's strike one to Tyler Skelton. Takes the double play out of order for the Braves. Skelton 0 for 2 so far, as we said. And the 0-1 from Tony is in the air down the right field line, and that will hit in foul ground. No balls, 2 strikes. Clark, the walk and the steal here in the inning. Tony, you'd presume, is nearing the end of the line. Heading towards the 100-pitch mark here in the top half of the 5th. Aaron Biggerstaff continues to warm up in the Braves bullpen down the left field line. Lead at second base for Cole Clark. 0-2 the count to Tyler Skelton. Tony fires it on home. He has punch out number 4. Gets Tyler Skelton swinging. 1 gone for Georgia Southwestern in the top half of the 5th. Still a runner hanging on at second base. Jamison Wilkes up next, 1 for 2. His first RBI of the year, last at bat.
Jamison Wilkes.
Just an inning ago in the 4th. It was also just the second hit of his freshman campaign. So, of course, his first career RBI as well. Jacobs charging, tough in between hop. What a play over to first. And out number 2. Over to third base on the play goes Cole Clark. Two outs, Tony trying to get back to a 0 on the scoreboard after he posted zeros in each of the first 3 frames.
Leadoff hitter, second baseman number 13, Jason Beta.
Jason Beta at the top of this order, a single in the 4th. He had a ground out to third in the 3rd, and he struck out looking in the 1st. Tony goes off speed to start him off and swung on and missed. Big looping breaking ball for strike 1. Biggerstaff appears ready in the bullpen to stop throwing for the Braves. Tony's 0-1. Low and inside to even the count of the ball and a strike. Infield and outfield straight up for the Braves. Playing back looking for a ground ball to get out number 3. They take a strikeout as well, and Tony's a pitch away from that. Ball and 2 strikes, the count to Beta. After a single in his last at-bat, Tony trying to post strikeout number 5. Here comes his wind of the 1-2 pitch. And inside, almost caught Jason Beta. See the at-bat continue at 2-2. Braves, top of their order, due up in the bottom of the 5th. Beta hitting it the other way to right. This has got some carry. Looking up is Backham, and it's gone to right field. A 2-run home run for Jason Beta to continue a very good day for the second baseman. 4 hits, 3 for extra base hits. Could likely be the end of the day for Jordan Tony as well. On a 2-run shot for Jason Beta to right field as Paul O'Neill comes out of the dugout on the third base side for the Braves. They'll head out towards the mound, likely go get Aaron Biggerstaff here in the top half of the 5th inning. We've got a 3-run ball game just like that, 10-7. We'll step aside. We'll come back right after this here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
See Aaron Biggerstaff there in the top half of the 5th with a couple outs, taking over for Jordan Toney, who's not eligible for a win this afternoon. Biggerstaff's numbers on screen for you as Toney's line wraps up at 4 2/3, 12 hits, 7 runs, all earned, a walk and 4 strikeouts. Biggerstaff on his season has the 28 punch-outs, a 3-1 record as well. We have a chance here if he stays consistent for the Braves out of the bullpen and try to pick up a 4th win on his season.
Josh Logan.
His 28 strikeouts come alongside just 9 walks. Good reliever for the Braves. And they need him now after a 2-run home run from Jason Beta cuts it to a 3-run ball game. And the first pitch out of the bullpen for Biggerstaff, bouncing outside from Logan, a ball, no strikes. Josh Logan is 2 for 3 today. Bunt single in the 4th, came around to score later, and singled in the 1st when he was left aboard. Biggerstaff's a 1-0. Finds the lower inside edge for a called strike. Braves had the 9-0 lead. Georgia Southwestern 7 of the game's last 8. Biggerstaff's 1-1. Hit in the air to left field. Jackson trying to see it off to his right side, and he'll make the catch on the run for out number 3. 3 pitches and an out of the bullpen for Aaron Biggerstaff. Well done to move it to the bottom of the 5th as we're halfway home, and the Braves lead 10-7.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
A 10-7 lead for UNC Pembroke into the bottom half of the 5th inning, game 2 of the doubleheader today. Trevor Williams with you on the UNCP Sports Network. Glad to have you with us. It's Georgia Southwestern will stay with Harrison Timberlake on the mound. Timberlake has been in relief of the starter today, Kyle Britt. He's done a nice job after 2 runs in his first inning of relief back in the 2nd. Been calm since then. Only 1 run over the last 2 frames. Meanwhile, Georgia Southwestern's brought him right back into it at 10-7. Thanks in large part to a 2-run homer in the top half by Jason Beta. Go alongside 2 doubles back in game 1, a 3 extra base hit day for Beta. It is the top of the Braves order, Roberto Rivera, and then Trevor Clemens, Ethan Bauckham, 1, 2, 3 for the Braves here in the bottom of the 5th. Rivera into the plate to face Timberlake. He's worked 3 innings since Kyle Britt had a single inning, gave up 6 hits, 7 runs all earned. His first pitch to Rivera, right there on the zone for a strike. Some beating in on us now here behind home plate, as well as bathing the many fans who have come here for this weekend doubleheader. And Rivera on the ground, left side, eats up the third baseman Wilkes a little bit, but he's able to recontrol and throw to first for out number 1. A man gone for the Braves, and Trevor Clements, designated hitter, up next.
Designated hitter, Trevor Clements.
Clemens 0 for 1 has also walked and been hit by a pitch. His 0 for was a strikeout looking in the third. Braves have been down on strikes 3 times today. Off-speed pitch over the lower outside edge to Clemens for strike 1. "12 hits for Georgia Southwestern, 10 for UNCP, and they lead 10-7. Clemens taking again and thought it was low enough, but called strike 2 by home plate umpire. Home plate umpire Eric Byram. No balls, 2 strikes. The offering to Clements. In the air, towards left center, over with it, Josh Logan. Shadows of those trees back behind him, and straight away center as he makes the catch for out number 2. Quick 2 up, 2 down for the Braves in the bottom of the 5th. Georgia Southwestern has grabbed momentum in this one.
Right fielder,
Harrison
Ethan
Timberlake has done a really
Buckle.
nice job out of the bullpen, and it's kept everything right at bay. The Paragon and Ethan Bockham up next. Braves trying to figure out how to crack this code. An RBI double lasting for Connor Granger. The only run since the second off of Timberlake. And Bockham goes around on the first pitch. At one point, it was 6 straight retired by Harrison Timberlake. That was before the single for Trey Jacobs last inning that led to the run scoring on the double for Granger. Outside from Bockham, a ball and a strike. Timberlake would love nothing more than a 1-2-3 inning like he posted in the third. That got his offense energized for a 5-run top half when they returned to the plate in the 4th. Bockham skies this to left field and needs air traffic clearance as it flies to left to Cole Clark, and he makes the catch for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for the Braves on 8 pitches in the 5th. We move on to inning 6. UNCP holding to a 3-run lead.
No errors, no runners.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
Our umpires, a doubleheader action today. Eric Byram, Brett Dickerson talking on that first base side in between innings, as it is a 10-7 lead for UNC Pembroke, and the umpires have seen a lot of runs here today. Braves won 16-7 in game 1, now 10-7 here in game 2.
Leading off the 6th inning for Georgia Southwestern.
Not pitchers'
First
duels
baseman,
by any
Jared
means
Jones.
here tonight. Jared Jones, the first baseman, to lead off the 6th for Georgia Southwestern. Jones 3 for 3, all singles. A run scored, RBI wasn't his last at bat. And he hits it right back up the middle, catches Biggerstaff off his right side. He's trying to cover first, gets there nearly in time as it's in and out of his glove. And an infield base hit for Jared Jones, and now the attention will turn to Aaron Biggerstaff to see if he's all right. As Jones hit that hard right off of Biggerstaff. Braves athletic trainer Michael Musselwhite just out of the third base side of the dugout waiting to see if Biggerstaff looks like he wants attention. Does not appear to. He takes a ball right back from home plate umpire Eric Byram and heads right to the mound. So a leadoff single here in the 6th for Georgia Southwestern. Jared Jones a 4-for-4 game 2. Eric Byram will give Aaron Biggerstaff a couple pitches here just to make sure everything's all right for him mechanically. Those two look just fine. So Andy Moore will stand in next. It's a 13th hit there for Georgia Southwestern. It almost took Aaron Biggerstaff with it into center field. So Jones aboard with the single. Andy Moore, who's 2 for 3. RBI single his last at bat. Jonathan Martin on deck, 1 for 2. The sac fly RBI back in that 5-run 4th. It's a lot of that same bulk of the group in the 4th that helped provide the 5 runs right now. And Andy Moore taking on what's called ball 1. It was at one point a 9-0 lead for the Braves. Biggerstaff's 1-0. Drops low and inside for ball 2. Biggerstaff in relief at Jordan Toney. Nobody up in the Braves bullpen. Toney at 4 2/3, 12 hits, 7 runs, all earned a walk and 4 strikeouts. Biggerstaff gets back into the count with a called strike. 2-1 now. Moore's hits have come in each of his last couple at-bats, hitting .289 this year. Jared Jones not a threat to be on the move over at first base. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Andy Moore. Biggerstaff trying to register a first strikeout out of the bullpen. 4 for the UNCP pitching staff. All from Jordan Toney so far is a fly ball towards shallow center field. The shortstop Mobley will be there just onto the cut of the outfield grass to make the catch for out number 1.
Right fielder
Jared Jones will stay at first base. So 1 out for the Hurricanes in the visitors' half. Jonathan Martin, the right fielder, up next. Braves went down in order in the bottom of the 5th. Second time they went down in order here in game 2. It was like the 3rd inning. First 2 innings was a 4-run first for UNCP, a 5-run second, before scoreless thirds to both sides, and then a 5-run top half for Georgia Southwestern. Got him kicking right back into this game. Braves answer with 1 in the bottom of their 4th, and 2 more for Georgia Southwestern in the top of the 5th. 2-0 now to Martin. Fastball spiked into the glove of Alex Simpson, the catcher. Braves had 1 opportunity with the bases loaded in the 4th, and Alex Simpson got a good piece of one but came up shy to the warning track with it. They're trying to put some big spacing back in the game at that point. It's up high for ball 3 to Jonathan Martin. Tying run sits on deck for the Hurricanes. Martin 1 for 2 today. If he can find his way aboard, a tying run will come to the plate. And the 3-0 too high, a 4-pitch walk of Jonathan Martin. So make it first and second for the Hurricanes with a 1 out in the top half of the 6th.
24, Jacob
The tying
Carroll.
run will be in the form of, was a replacement catcher for Georgia Southwestern, Jacob Harrell. Harold, remember, took over for Danny Molinari. Molinari, who had taken a foul ball off the foot as well as a spike pitch up off the leg. Harold behind 0-1. Jacob Harrell, a 182 hitter this year. 11 at-bats, 2 hits. None for extra bases. Is a tying run right now for Georgia Southwestern as he takes just outside, a ball and a strike. Georgia Southwestern out hitting UNCP 13-10 right now. But the Braves have the 3-run lead despite that 3-hit deficit. The 1-1 fouled off on the first base side by Harrell, ball and 2 strikes. Again, not a lot of speed threat on the base pass for Georgia Southwestern currently. Biggerstaff looking for an important out, number 2. Georgia Southwestern doing well with runners in scoring position today, 7 for 13. It's high and outside for ball 2 to Harold, 2 balls and 2 strikes. They've really done well across the board to get runners on. They're batting 9 for 19, 474 is the average there. The 7 for 13 mark is 538 with runners in scoring position, and 4 for 9 and 2-out hitting as well for the Hurricanes. 2-2 from Biggerstaff. On the ground, left side. Get to it, Jacobs. He goes to second for 1. The back end to first, scooped out, and what a play. A 5-4-3 double play. Jacobs onto Hardings, and then to Granger to get the Braves out of the top half of the 6th. Nice twin killing there for UNCP. They'll be back in the home half, leading by 3.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
(10-7), bottom of the 6th. Trevor Williams with you here on the UNCP Sports Network. Glad to have you with us. Alex Butler, our producer, here for the second game of this doubleheader. Braves leading 10-7. They have their 4, 5, 6 hitters, Trey Jacobs, Luke Jackson, Seth Hardings, due up. Trey Jacobs started a great double play to end the top half of the frame, 5-4-3. Jacobs also 3 for 3 in this ball game. 2 doubles, 3 runs driven in, a single back in the 4th, and he's scored a run every time he's gotten aboard. So he leads off the bottom of the 6th for UNCP. Almost to the 2/3 point in this ball game. Braves looking to add some insurance for their staff, and Jacobs hitting it towards right field on the run. Able to make the catch was Jonathan Martin. Jacobs trying to hit that same spot where he had his first 2 doubles today. Let the fly out for out number 1.
Left fielder,
and Luke Jackson will stand in after the 1 pitch out. Really good work by Harrison Timberlake behind Kyle Britt. He's already eaten up 4 innings with the 3 runs allowed so far. They do spell out our difference. The pitch here from Britt on its way home to Luke Jackson. Breaks in for a strike. Jackson 1 for 2. Has scored twice, walked once. drove in 2 with his double back in the first. Hits this down the right field line. Has some carry to it, but it'll be foul. Five straight retired for Harrison Timberlake. It's back to the 4th innings. He put the Braves down 1-2-3 in their home half of the 5th. Timberlake ready in his 0-2. Alone outside from Jackson. A left-hander working in the bullpen for Georgia Southwestern. Braves have Gunnar Deal, right-hander, down in their pen. The 1-2 offering, hit in the air towards right center, bleeding away from the center fielder Logan over towards Martin in the gap, and Martin's able to make the catch for out number 2. Pair of flyouts into right for the Braves. They get another stretch of 6 straight put down by Harrison Timberlake. His second stretch of 6 consecutive that he's retired. He's got 2 Braves away with nobody on board in the bottom of the 6th. Seth Harding's trying to break up this string of success for Harrison Timberlake. It's a strike taken on the lower outside edge, 0-1 to Seth Hardings. Still the Braves sitting at 10 runs on 10 hits. Only 1 run over their last 3 2/3 innings. 1-1 to Hardings. And outside for ball 2 to Hardings. Well, the last 4 outs for the Braves have been flyouts. Center, left, right, and right. 2-1 the count on the pitch to Hardings. And he hits it off the hands towards right field, trying to find a way to get it to fall, but it will go right to Martin and right. And he steadies to make the catch for out number 3. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings with the Braves put down in order. Now 7 straight sent down by Harrison Timberlake. And we go to the back third of this one. Braves 10 and the Hurricanes 7.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
We go to the 7th inning, a 10-7 lead for UNC Pembroke. Trevor Williams with you here on the UNCP Sports Network as it's Cole Clark. To be followed by Tyler Skelton, Jamison Wilkes, bottom third of this order for Georgia Southwestern. Aaron Biggerstaff will continue. Jordan Toney had the first 4 2/3. Biggerstaff has kept the Braves ahead since then. So Clark is 1 for 1, has also been hit by a pitch and walked and scored twice. And he hits the first pitch here in the top of the 7th up on the right side towards second base, where Hardings will wait for it to come down, and he makes a squeeze for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out, top of the 7th. And pitching starting to pick up the tempo now here in the latest innings of this ballgame. So the Braves scored 9 in their first 2 innings, 1 for them in the 4th to total their 10, 5 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. For the 7 for Georgia Southwestern. Tyler Skelton, the shortstop, next. Biggerstaff to Skelton for strike one. Skelton is 0 for 3. Skelton struck out swinging in the 5th. Went back to first, over to Granger in 4th, and then the 2nd lined out to center field. The pitch bounces outside away to the backstop, 1-1 to Tyler Skelton. This is the 16th inning for the two teams today. The Braves won the first of the doubleheader, 16-7. And Biggerstaff's 1-1. Line towards left center. Rivera off to his right, dives out, tries to make the catch, and it bounces away off his glove as he was trying to trap it eventually. Luke Jackson comes up with it, and it's a hard hit single for Tyler Skelton with one out here in the top of the 7th for Georgia Southwestern.
Third baseman, Jamison Wilkes.
So the Hurricanes with a man on, and Jamison Wilkes, the third baseman for Georgia Southwestern, up next. Jamison Wilkes, RBI single in the 4th. He's 1 for 3. Breaking ball works to the outer edge to Wilkes for strike one. Wilkes down the right field line for his RBI single in the 4th. 2 hits for him now in the season. His freshman campaign, that was his first RBI. And a ball and a strike, so he has to back away from the pitch up and in. On deck, Jason Beta had a 2-run home run in the 5th. Got us to our most recent score of 10-7. He has had a heck of a day. 3 extra base hits. Turn to first. Diving back over safely, Tyler Skelton. Skelton aboard on the single here in the inning. Biggerstaff trying to get to the stretch with a 3-run lead for the Braves. And Gates is man up the ladder for strike 2. Simpson trying to throw it back down towards the first base side. It's now ball and 2 strikes to Jamison Wilkes. Biggerstaff, no strikeouts yet out of the bullpen for him. Got a double play to get out of the top of the 6th. Can dial up the same here this inning. He'll be to the stretch. It's 1-2 to Wilkes. Swung on and missed in the dirt, and the strikeout the first for Biggerstaff out of the pen for the Braves. 2 gone for the Hurricanes in the top of the 7th. They'll take it back to the top of their order for Jason Beta, the second baseman. Beta had a 2-run home run his last time up in the 5th, singled in the 4th, part of a 2-for-4 game 2 of this doubleheader. Beta went 2 for 5 game 1. 2 runs driven in on 2 doubles. Biggerstaff's first to Beta. Breaking ball off the outside edge, 1-0. Phenomenal 14 hits for Georgia Southwestern. But still on the trailing end after what the Braves offense did early. 4 in the first, 5 in the second. Beta hitting it towards the first base side. Choppers over Granger into right field. Bachum's going to go run to corral it. And stopping at third, over first to third, is Tyler Skelton, as it's a 3rd hit of the game for Jason Beta on the single over the first base side.
Center fielder, Josh Logan.
And the Hurricanes have a tying run to the plate in Josh Logan. It was 2 for 4 today, and you've got Jared Jones, who's 4 for 4, waiting on deck. Braves will get their assignment out of the dugout, third base side. Paul O'Neill creeping a step out of that dugout at third. Gunnar Deal's been warming up in the Braves bullpen, and Paul O'Neill will now come out of that dugout as he heads out towards the mound. We'll see if he makes a change here in the top half of the 7th with 2 outs. So he calls that infield together in this spot as well. If O'Neill does make the change here, Gunnar Deal will come in and inherit the corner runners and trying to get the Braves outnumbered 3 to get him out of the spot in the top of the 7th. O'Neill chatting first with the catcher Alex Simpson, it would appear, in this meeting. We'll see how long home plate umpire Eric Byram lets it go. Last time that Paul O'Neill lingered at the mound, he did end up going to the bullpen, but just bought a little extra time for his reliever. We'll see if it's the same spot here in the top of the 7th with 2 outs. O'Neill's still kind of looking at Biggerstaff as if to give him a final say. And O'Neill will leave him here in the top of the 7th. So it'll remain Aaron Biggerstaff, 2 outs, corner runners, a chance to get out of his own trouble here in the top half. But as Josh Logan, who is 2 for 4. Logan this season, 1 home run. Has driven in 23 runs this season. And he hits the first in the air to right field. Backham should have an easy catch on this. Just to the left of the scoreboard as we see it. And that is 1 pitch and that final out in the top of the 7th. Whatever was said in the meeting worked for the Braves. Will stretch in Pembroke. You can too. UNCP up 10-7.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust.
(10-7) our score as we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning here in Pembroke. It is still Harrison Timberlake on the mound for Georgia Southwestern. And he is eating up some serious innings, 5 in relief behind Kyle Britt. He's kept it at a 10-7 score. Neither team has scored in their last 2 offensive innings. Braves trying to change that in the bottom half of the 7th. They'll have bottom third of the order, Connor Granger, Jarrett Mobley, and Alex Simpson due up. Been a long day here in Pembroke. Braves on the winning end of game 2 right now and trying to keep it that way. Already winning game 1 of the doubleheader by a score of 16-7. Granger popping the first one up on the first base side now to play. We are almost through 16 innings of these doubleheaders today. Game 3 of the series tomorrow for a 1 o'clock first pitch. Granger hitting it on the ground towards second. Picked up by Beta. He'll go to first. And that's 1 gone for the Braves in the bottom of the 7th. Aaron Biggerstaff went behind Jordan Toney here this evening. He would likely be in line for the win for the Braves now. Jarrett Mobley will be up next for UNCP. Fans here in the bottom of the 7th, remind you your 2017 North Carolina Small Town of the Year backs the Braves, and you should too. Thanks to the town of Pembroke for their generous support and congratulations on this well-deserved honor. Pembroke, North Carolina is located in Robinson County in southeastern North Carolina along the Lumber River. Visit PembrokeNC.com for more information on the beautiful home of UNCP. No balls and a strike to Jarrett Mobley. Sees the count even. Mobley 0 for 2 with a walk. Braves stuck on 10 hits right now offensively. Offering from Timberlake in the air. Shallow right center. Second baseman Beta backpedaling. He's just a few steps onto the outfield grass, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for the Braves, bottom of the 7th. All of a sudden, 9 straight retired by Harrison Timberlake. A stretch of 6 straight earlier. He's really excelled in relief. Alex Simpson was the first of these 9 straight retired back in the 4th inning. It's dumped low and outside from Simpson, a ball, no strikes. Sun with a couple out. Georgia Southwestern a chance to get this into the back 2 innings within 3. Timberlake trying to keep it there. Is 1-0 to Simpson. Dots the lower portion of the zone. Simpson the solo home run in the 2nd to left field. Waiting on the 1-1 delivery. And swung on and missed. Golfed in the lower half of the zone, a ball and 2 strikes. Here comes that 1-2 pitch, and it bounces outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Simpson at the right side waiting on this 2-2 delivery. And it swung on and missed, and the dirt tag applied, and that'll do it for the Braves here in the bottom of the 7th. They're down in order once again. 3 straight 1-2-3 innings for Harrison Timberlake, and we go to the 8th, 10-7 UNCP leading Georgia Southwestern.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
Top of the 8th inning, Braves have a new pitcher. Right-hander Gunnar Deal taking over on the mound for UNC Pembroke. Deal now behind of Aaron Biggerstaff. Biggerstaff will be eligible for the victory. Biggerstaff's line here this evening, 2 1/3 innings, gave up 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout for him. Biggerstaff did that over 29 pitches, 17 strikes. So we'll see what Gunnar Deal can do here as a second man in relief. If he sticks it out to the end, this would be eligible for a save opportunity for Deal as well. Deal's numbers this season, you saw the win-loss record there on the screen when the numbers flashed up for you. Deal's at 6-2 there, but he also has 3 saves to lead the Braves this year. He will face 3, 4, 5, Jared Jones, Andy Moore, Jonathan Martin are at the top of the 8th. And the first pitch from Deal, fastball, looked like it was right down the center of the zone, but a little too high. So 1-0 to Jones. And Deal to kick and send home his second of the at-bat. That's a fastball at the knees for a strike, 1-1.
At the plate, first baseman number 7, Jared Jones.
Jones 4 for 4 in this ball game. Scored a run in the 4th as well. That was after his RBI single in that inning. All singles on his 4 hits. And Jones fouls off the 1-1. Braves 16-7 win game 1 of the doubleheader. Jumped out to a 9-0 lead here in game 2. Georgia Southwestern has whittled it down, but no closer than 3 lately. Strike 3 called to Jared Jones. Gunnar Deal right out of the bullpen to register that strikeout. Biggerstaff had 1 in relief, And now Deal adds 1, 6 on the day for the Braves and 1 away for Georgia Southwestern in the top of the 8th. And Andy Moore, the designated hitter, will be up next.
Hitter number 2, Andy Moore.
Andy Moore up next, 2 for 4 for Moore in this ball game. RBI single in the 4th, single in the 3rd. The pitch too low for ball 1 to Moore. Deal set up and the pitch fouled over the third base side, 1-1. Everybody straight up defensively for the Braves behind Deal. Got his first man on a strikeout here in out of the bullpen. He takes his man Moore up the ladder for ball and 2 strikes. It swung on and missed. Deal posting some nice relief efforts of late for the Braves. Fantastic in the series against Flagler. A redshirt last year for UNCP. He misses low and inside to Moore. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Deal an inning of 2-hit, 1-run ball against Flagler last weekend on the Sunday outing. Saturday, 2 2/3. Picked up the victory. Didn't go up any hits. Walked a man, struck out 3. Time called by Moore out of the left side of the plate. Deal trying to register out number 2. Now in the top half of the 8th. Has Georgia Southwestern down to their final 5. And his 2-2 pitch blown on past Moore. Back-to-back strikeouts out of the bullpen for Gunnar Deal. Sends down Jones looking, Moore swinging. And a good start in relief here for Gunnar Deal. What we said is a save opportunity for the Braves save leader.
Now batting right fielder number
Jonathan
20,
Martin up next.
Jonathan Martin.
Deal able to send down in the inning Jared Jones, who was 4 for 4 coming in, and then Andy Moore, who was 2 for 4. So Jonathan Martin, who is 1 for 2, will take his crack at Deal. And a fastball popped up foul over the third base side. Braves bottom of the 8th, will have the top of their order. They've been set down 10 in a row since the last out of the 4th. Their offense fell silent after the hot start. 0-1 from Deal. And low and inside to Martin. Braves, if they can hang on, looking for a 16th win in PBC play, trying to get their 35th of the year. 5-23 in PBC action for Georgia Southwestern, 10-33 on the season. And Deal's 1-1 pitch hit towards left center field. Should gap out in between Jackson and Rivera, and it does with Jackson playing it off the wall. A stand-up double for Jonathan Martin. And with 2 outs, he gets the first hit off of Gunnar Deal in his relief outing. Man into scoring position. Jacob Harrell, the catcher, to stand in after he hit into a double play in the 6th inning, his first at-bat. He was a defensive replacement in the 5th for Danny Molinari, the starting catcher here in Game 2, the doubleheader. Man in scoring position. And 2 outs. Comes a pitch from Deal. And it's hit in the air towards left center field. Rivera should have this without too much problem, and he makes the catch for out number 3. Just a double in the inning off a Deal. Pair of punch-outs for him as well in the 8th. We go to the bottom half, and Roberto Rivera, after he made that catch, will be at the plate with his bat when he returns.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Bottom of the 8th inning in Pembroke. It is a 10-7 UNCP lead. They will have top of the order Roberto Rivera, Trevor Clemens, and Ethan Bockham due up. Big thanks to Alex Butler, who's producing our broadcast this afternoon here in this doubleheader. Braves trying to grab both ends of this twin bill, take a 2-0 lead in the series. You see continuing to warm up Harrison Timberlake as he works yet another inning. He has gone 6 strong in relief behind Kyle Britt, and he's trying to post 7. It has been 81 pitches, 48 strikes over 6 innings for Timberlake. Only 2 runs allowed on 4 hits. Make it 3 runs allowed on 4 hits, rather. So Roberto Rivera leads off the bottom of the 8th for the Braves. Not as many hits here in Game 2 as Game 1 of the doubleheader. 5 shy of where we were in Game 1. Pitchers have turned it on late. Scoreless innings last 3 times the plate for both offenses. Ball, no strikes to Rivera. Braves just trying to get a base runner, something they haven't had since back in the 4th. 3 straight 1-2-3 innings for Timberlake. He bounces it outside from Rivera. 2 balls and no strikes. Should be the last action of the day of PBC-involved teams. Augusta still in non-conference against Lynn. There's a flying ball deep for the Braves. Rivera sending it to center, and it's all the way back towards the warning track, but the catch made out in dead center by Josh Logan. And 1 gone for the Braves in the bottom half of the 8th.
Designated hitter, Trevor Clemens.
Trevor Clemens will be up next for the Braves. 1 out, bases empty. Clemens a walk and has been hit by a pitch in this game. Came around to score each of those at-bats in the 1st and 2nd. Then struck out looking in the 3rd, flew out to center in the 5th. The ready in the pitch to Clemens. A breaking ball that lands softly outside. 1-0. Clemens, the 29 runs driven in this year. As he pops it up foul. Got third base side now to play. 1-1. Great crowds on both sides. Enjoying a perfect afternoon into an evening here in southeastern North Carolina for baseball. The 1-1 is called strike 2 to Clemens. Gunnar Deal likely try to finish it in the top of the 9th. So he used 13 pitches, 9 strikes in the 8th. Try to button down the first half of what could be a 2-inning save for him. 2 balls, 2 strikes down to Clemens after the ball in the dirt. Braves looking to get a series win today. Set up a chance for a sweep tomorrow. They would be 3 outs away from doing so. Wouldn't mind some insurance here in the 8th either. And the 2-2, close on the zone to Clemens, but he just sees it off the upper outside edge of the zone. The count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bases empty for the Braves. Clemens pops it up down the left field line, out of play. We'll try the 3-2 once again. Dakota Jackman is a junior left-hander up in the bullpen for Georgia Southwestern if they need him in the bottom of the 8th. Likely Harrison Timberlake approaching what'll be his limit on the day. So he is, by our count now, at an even 90 pitches. He's unable to get Clemens out here. So many pitchers have lost that battle with Clemens this year. 7-pitch walk for Trevor Clemens And with one out, he's on for the Braves here in the bottom half of the 8th.
Right fielder,
Ethan Bockham, the right fielder, up next. 30. Get this number right for you as it continues to go up and up for Clemens. 38 walks now in the year. He also has the hit by pitch here in this ball game for what was his 4th of the season. And a low and outside from Ethan Bockham. Absolutely gorgeous night. The Braves a 3-run lead with a runner on base. All shadows across that outfield now. Bockham holding a good take for him as it's 2-0. Harrison Timberlake could save that Georgia Southwestern bullpen for game 3 of this series. He was able to wrap up this 8th inning. As Bockham launches the 2-0, scraping that sky out towards left center. It's going to hang up too high as Josh Logan makes the catch in left center for out number 2. That comes down to earth just a little bit more. Ethan Bockham's got a 2-run home run, no problem.
Next for the Braves,
Instead, it's 2 men gone. For the Braves, still runner on at first. And Trey Jacobs, the third baseman, will bat next. Walks back towards his dugout first, and before we see Trey Jacobs, we're going to see Brian McLean come out of the dugout on the first base side, and he will go relieve Harrison Timberlake after a fantastic outing. Timberlake, what a job in relief. 3 runs on just 5 hits. Kept the Braves at bay. He'll turn to the bullpen. They'll come in with left-hander Dakota Jackman. When we return here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician, Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
It's been rather limited data for Dakota Jackman. This is just his 4th appearance. He's thrown 5 1/3 innings, but a 1.69 ERA for him. The left-hander has some good numbers in his favor. 5 hits, 1 earned run, 9 strikeouts, and 2 walks for him on the season. As he takes over with 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. And he will face Trey Jacobs for UNC Pembroke. As the Braves have a runner on. That's Trevor Clemens at first after a walk here in the 8th. Fly out registered by Harrison Timberlake to last batter, Ethan Bockham. Line's not final for Timberlake yet. He's still responsible for the runner on base, but for right now, 6 2/3, 4 hits, 3 runs earned, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. See Clemens making his way back over to first. A doubleheader today. The Braves even better going to hit the bed early tonight. They'll turn right back around for a 1 o'clock finale to this series tomorrow afternoon. Jacobs 3 for 4, 2 doubles, first and second innings for him. He singled in the 4th, flew out to right field in the 6th. Lead off at first base for Trevor Clemens. The left-hander Dakota Jackman. His first offering, knee-high strike to Jacobs. Jackman behind Britt and Timberlake. Timberlake felt like the starter after Britt lasted an inning tonight. And what a job for the relief man. Keep Georgia Southwestern right there while they chipped away. 7 of the game's last 8 runs. Fouled back by Jacobs to make it 0-2. Best case scenario here for Jackman to be come out of the bullpen, throw 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and give his offense a fighting chance at the top of the 9th. Gunnar Deal will be trying to close it down for the Braves. Jackman for his 0-2 pitch. It was right there. Home plate umpire not going with it on the call, Eric Byram. Ball and 2 strikes. Lead off of first for Clemens, just by a couple steps, inching off that bag. Jackman for his 1-2 to Jacobs. In on the hands. It's popped off the hands towards the third base side, lands foul. So it stays at 1-2. Two outs here in the inning, both flyouts to center. Rivera went deep to center, Bauckham deep to center. That's when Georgia Southwestern knew Harrison Timberlake was running out of gas. It's the 1-2 from Jackman, hit to left field with some carry for Jacobs the opposite way. Down the line, it's off the wall. Falling in left is Cole Clark. Braves going to bring around Trevor Clemens from third, and he'll be home to score his 11th run for UNC Pembroke. The Braves put a little insurance on it. A third double in the game for Trey Jacobs as he goes down the left field line to drive in Clemens. That's his 4th run driven in as well. The Braves have that 4-run lead all the way from first. Trevor Clemens scoring on the play. Great insurance for the Braves. Now at 11-7. Now Luke Jackson has a man in scoring position. Chance to come through for UNC Pembroke. Braves 6 for 12 with runners in scoring position today. The pitch to Jackson. Knee high for a called strike. Jackson 1 for 3. 2 RBI double in the first. A walk for him in the second. Flyouts into center and into right in the 4th and the 6th innings. Jacobs takes to his lead at second. The 0-1 to Jackson. Too low in the count. Split it, a ball and a strike. Everybody said here comes a 1-1. Jackson drives it to left center field. That's in the gap for the Braves. Going to bring home another. They'll take a 12-7 lead on an RBI double for Luke Jackson. Back-to-back RBI doubles for the Braves. A couple more runs here in the 8th. Puts a little more spacing in this one for Gunnar Deal.
Second baseman,
UNCP not struggling with left-hander Dakota Jackman out of the bullpen. After he came in back-to-back RBI doubles for the Braves. Seth Harding's another at-bat on his afternoon where he is 1 for 3, a walk and an RBI single. Takes a strike at the knees and a fastball. UNCP will be 3 outs away from a 2-zip lead in the series. Their chance for a sweep tomorrow. As long as Gunnar Deal buttons it down in the top half of the 9th. The 0-1 to Hardings. A check swing and it's too high. Set up and down the 1-1 pitch. Covers the lower outside edge of ball and 2 strikes to Seth Hardings. Crowd calm as it's cooled off here at the ballpark. Sun still streaming in over the left field line, but no longer a hot sun beating down. Just that evening sunset here in Pembroke, North Carolina. The 1-2 pitch to Hardings. Very close on the lower edge of the zone, but ruled to be just low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Home plate umpire Eric Byram not giving an inch at the base of that zone. So we'll try it at 2-2 now for Dakota Jackman. The line, by the way, final for Harrison Timberlake at 4 runs all earned. His 4 hits in 6 2/3 innings. The 2-2 pitch. Hit towards the right side. That's past the second baseman, Beta, with an outstretched glove. Braves will bring Jackson around third, and he's home to score. It's now a 13-7 lead for UNC Pembroke. RBI single for Seth Hardings. And Braves got right to work off of Dakota Jackman with these 3 late runs. 13-7 Braves. Jarrett Mobley was in to pick up that bat. He fooled you there on screen as Connor Granger's the next batter for the Braves. Granger 2 for 4. The catcher out to have a visit. That's Jacob Harrell with Dakota Jackman. Braves with hits in their last 3 at-bats after Jackman came in behind Harrison Timberlake. So much for the ERA for Jackman at 1.69. Told you the small sample size, just 5 1/3 innings. So he's still trying to get that final out of the 8th. The Braves are 3 runs here in the 8th. Came after they were set down 11 in a row with that first out to start the bottom half. Then a walk, another fly out to center, and 3 straight hits, 2 RBI doubles and a RBI single. Granger waiting on the pitch from Jackman. And it's over the lower outside edge for strike 1. Lead off of first for Seth Hardings. A move over there. After Hardings with the RBI single, his 2nd RBI of the day. He's taking his total on the year up to 45. Would have been even with Granger if Granger hadn't have had his plate appearances today. He's driven in 3 for 48. Couple moves over to first, both times Hardings back to the bag safely. A 1 pitch to Granger. On the ground foul on the first base side. It's now no balls and 2 strikes. So probably Gunnar Deal's game to try to put away in the 9th. Braves do have a little bit of throwing going down in the bullpen. Trace Hagler tossing with a bullpen catcher down that line and left. The setup for the 0-2 to Granger. And that's in the air to right field. This has some life late towards the right field wall. Going back with it onto the track, and with a left shoulder up against the fence, Jonathan Martin makes the catch for out number 3. Braves strike for 3 runs in the inning. They get it done on the strength of 3 hits and leave 1 runner on base. Gunnar Deal to try and finish it off in the 9th when we return.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
$13-7, UNCP leading into the top half of the 9th inning. 6-run lead for the Braves, and Gunnar Deal will try to finish it off for UNC Pembroke. See his middle infielders Jarrett Mobley and Seth Harding behind him. So Braves added those 3 runs of insurance in the bottom half of the 8th. Throw down to second. It will be here in the top of the 9th. 7, 8, 9, Cole Clark, Tyler Skelton, and Jamison Wilkes. Bottom third of this order for Georgia Southwestern.
Leading off the 9th inning for
29
Georgia Southwestern,
combined hits, 20 combined runs.
left fielder Cole Clark.
Clark in this ball game, 1 for 2. Skelton 1 for 4. Wilkes 1 for 4. There's the ready and the pitch from Deal. Starting off his 9th inning of work with a strike ahead of Cole Clark. Deal entered with the opportunity for a save. Trying to register his 4th. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Hard fastball. Cole Clark is 1 for 2. Walked and hit by a pitch as well. Deal a live fastball on that last offering. And he loses the hand on this one. It goes back off the back of the helmet, it looked like, of Clark. I'm going to say no, it did not hit that helmet. Ball and 2 strikes. Maybe my eyes deceiving me. I thought it was in the area of that helmet. Maybe Alex Sims had a glove just behind it. Bounced all the way to the backstop. So we'll be at a ball and 2 strikes. Here comes that 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed a fastball, and Deal registers his 3rd strikeout out of the bullpen. 1 gone for the Hurricanes. They're down to their last couple outs.
The shortstop, Tyler Skelton.
Tyler Skelton up next. Skelton is 1 for 4, his single last time up in the 7th. Deal good stuff on his fastball here in these last couple innings. Ground ball, left side. Jacobs sliding to his left, spins, throws to first. What a play by Trey Jacobs on that left side. 2 gone for Georgia Southwestern, top of the 9th, and the Hurricanes down to their final out here in Game 2 of the doubleheader.
Wilkes.
What a job done by the Braves. Jordan Toney started, Aaron Biggerstaff second. It was the first in relief, and then Gunnar Deal trying to close the lid on this one. 2 outs, and he faces Jamison Wilkes, the 3rd baseman. Tying outside of ball, no strikes. 3 strikeouts in relief for Deal. That's 8 for the Braves pitching staff here in Game 2. Deal with his 1-0 pitch. Snaps in 2 high, 2 balls, no strikes. 6-run Brave lead. Guarding the 3rd base line, Trey Jacobs way back at 3rd. Deal trying to get back into the count. He's high and tight for ball 3 to Wilkes. Wilkes an RBI single in the 4th. Ground outs to 2nd and 3rd in the 2nd and 5th innings, and a strikeout swinging in the 7th. That was the hand to Aaron Biggerstaff. Deal needing a strike here in the 9th. And he misses low and inside for ball 4. So the 4-pitch walk to allow Jamison Wilkes aboard. With 2 outs, he is on for the Hurricanes. Still trail by 6, and go back to the top of their order now for Jason Beta. It's 3 for 5, Beta. 2-run homer in the 5th, singles in the 4th and the 7th innings. And a couple hits for him in the first game of this doubleheader on doubles. One to start the game, one late in the game for 2 runs, a game 1. Pitch to Beta. And misses off the lower outside edge. A ball, no strikes. Beta was out in his first 2 plate appearances this evening. Strikeout looking in the first, grounded out to third in the 3rd inning. Deal getting a quick meeting from Alex Simpson after he's missed on 5 straight pitches. Simpson heading back in behind the plate. It is a 1-0 count. Beta singled on a 1-0 offering in the 7th. Deals next pitch. Right there on the zone, Beta taking. Count even. Braves trying to improve to 35-12 on the year, 16-12 in PBC play. Right off the lower outside edge, 2-1 to Beta. No lights on here in the late innings in Pembroke. All shadows on the diamond. Letting the sun try to take care of things just over the trees down the left field line. The 2-1 pitch outside to Beta for ball 3. All of a sudden, 3-1. The count from Deal on home. Braves holding a man on at first base, leaves a big hole on the right side of the infield. 3-1 to Beta is high and outside for ball 4. So he works the walk on 5 pitches.
Center fielder.
It'll push Jamison Wilkes to second. And first and second. Now with 2 men out in the top half of the 9th. Josh Logan is 2 for 5. He's flown out to the outfield his last 2 plate appearances. Takes strike 1 from Deal. Fastball plugged in knee high. One of the 2 outs here in the inning is strikeout for Deal. 3 in relief for him. Braves trying to keep the Hurricanes off the board for the final 4 innings. Deal's up 0-2. 1 pitch away from securing the Game 2 win for UNC Pembroke. Here comes that 0-2. Swung on and missed a fastball in the upper half, and the Braves win Game 2. And with that, they will also guarantee a series win with a chance for a sweep tomorrow in Game 3 of the set. 4 strikeouts in relief for Gunnar Deal. He picks up save number 4 of his season. The Braves win it by 6, 16-7 in Game 1, 13-7 in Game 2. And we will wrap up the series tomorrow at 1 o'clock as the Braves get the 13-7 win. Thanks for being with us. And we'll have you back tomorrow to cap the regular season for the Braves. 1 o'clock first pitch. Can't wait to have you then. Until then, have a great rest of your night. For our crew, including producer Alex Butler, this is Trevor Williams wishing you a pleasant rest of your evening here on the UNCP Sports Network.